I'm Nana. I'm an OC and Fanart artist, and this is my first ever long-form YouTube video, which I'm really happy about. Today, the topic is Monster High. I'm gonna redraw Clawdeen Wolf, Draculaura, and Frankie Stein's outfits. I hope you enjoy! Alright, let's start. I first started by making mood boards of what I was feeling like doing for each go using Pinterest and Milanote. I'll try to remember to show them later on. Then I started drawing the bases. For each of the goals disposed, I used the one they had in their official art because that's just easier for me. I also decided not to change their physical appearance too much like I often see other people doing on YouTube, like changing hair or skin color. Instead, I just focused on the outfits. So for their designs, I went for their G1 style because that's the generation I'm used to. As a kid, I would play with G1 and maybe G2 dolls and would watch the movies over and over again. I was actually obsessed. All that to say, I connect more with G1 designs, so that's why I chose those. I know there's a lot of controversy with G3 designs. Honestly, I feel like they made them for much younger kids, at least like the TV show. And so I don't feel like the target audience and never looked into it. But I know some of the designs really look good and there's some nice concepts. I also love that there's more diversity since it's literally a show about embracing diversity. Alright, let's move on to Clawdeen's outfits. I instantly knew what I wanted for her. I wanted that 90s baddie look with animal prints and gold jewelry. For the first outfit, I tried to make similar shoes as the one she has on her original design, but end up using them only in the last outfit. I went for shorts at the beginning, but it didn't really fit the style I was going for, so I changed it for a skirt, and I think it works much better. I added those leopard prints on her shirt and on her back too. I didn't take much time for details, so it doesn't really look like leopard prints. But anyways, I really wanted to keep the original color palette, which is purple, black, and pink. I also added a cap because one of the Clawdeen dolls I got as a kid was her baseball outfit. If I remember correctly, she has a cap on. I'll add a picture if I can find one. I think it was my first Clawdeen doll, so I always had that image of her in my mind with her little baseball cap on. Then you can see me still trying to add some details until I'm satisfied, like those furry leg warmers. I honestly don't know what it is, but I feel like it works on her. To finish everything off, I render with my usual style, which is pretty simple. It's just like purple color and multiply, and then I smudge and then I erase to make it look glossy. Anyways, that's because I'm pretty lazy as an artist. In the end, I'm pretty happy with this look. What do you think about it? Now the second outfit. It's my favorite one out of the three. I really wanted to that 90s baddie look I was going for, and I like how it turned out, especially the shoes and the sweater type dress. I like it even more later when I added some faux fur on the hood. It's written in her description that she likes faux fur a lot. I don't even know if it's called like that, but you know, like fake fur. Anyways, I thought it would be a great addition. You'll see I added some tiger prints on her because her original art uses tiger prints. And now that I think about it, it's kind of weird because she's a wolf, so a canine, and all those prints are feline stuff. So I don't really understand, but you know, you do you, boo.
Do you, boo-boo. Do you, boo-boo. You know why? Because I'm a do me. Do you, boo-boo?
Well, anyways, I added those patterns on her dress, like the purple stuff you'll see me do like pretty soon. I actually have no idea what that brush is supposed to be, but it made it all work together, so that's great. Then I added some details, and here is the second look. Let me know if you like it as much as I do. And now the third and final outfit for Clawdeen. Here I tried to do a baggy shirt, but it just looked like a potato bag and it was not giving at all. So later I switched it up for like those shirts that are fitted at the waist and large at the sleeves. I feel like that fits the vibe I was going for way better. I think it would be like her lazy outfit, you know? Like not doing too much or anything. I ended up doing that for all three of them so it doesn't stand out too much because there's way less details, as you can see. I really loved Claudeen's designs when I was a kid. Her hair and her fits were always on point. They were so cool. Though she was never my favorite character. Poor girl. Yeah. With all that being said, here are the three final looks. Which one do you prefer? Now let's go on to Draculaura. I really love how the three of her designs came out, especially the first one and the second one, but also the third one. Well, anyways, you'll see and you can decide on your own which one you prefer. But starting with the first one, here you can see she is just in pink and black. I think it's giving bats and everything because I tried to do those bat wing cuts for her sleeves and her skirt, like Batman. I feel like that gives a very vampire kind of look. She also has those leg warmers with little bats on them at the top, and I think that fits her cute vibe. She says in her description that she likes to wear black outfits with a little pink in them, so maybe that's too much pink, but I think it still works. Then for the second outfit, I tried to do more of the actual color palette, black, white, and a bit of pink, which I think I did much better here. I put those pink bows on her shoes to bring out her cute personality because it was starting to look a bit too classy. Though I love that sleek and classy vibe. I feel like that really fits vampires. I don't know why. I gave her mid-thigh stockings, a glossy skirt, and a chic top that has a sort of scarf on it. I love those so much. I also gave her a little pink bag. Moving on to the last outfit. It was supposed to be a comfy thing, like I did for Clawdeen. So it's just yoga pants and a grey long sleeve shirt with little hearts on it. At first, it was just supposed to be that, but then I found it too boring, so I added a lot more details, even on the shoes. I did some design with hearts on the heels, and I find them so cute. It fits her really well. I also added this gradient on the pants to make it a bit more interesting. Then you can see me modifying the top and add 2 canines. The only issue here is that there's only 2 front teeth when it's supposed to be 4. It's bothering me, but I still find it looks better than the other version when I tried to put 4. It just didn't look good to me. So let's ignore that fact. And with that, I have finished Draculaura's outfits. Okay, last but not least, it's Frankie's turn. For the first outfit, I went pretty simple, not going too far away from her original outfits. Her design was actually the hardest one though, because of the color palette. It was so confusing because her original design is like those dark greenish colors with a bit of red and white. But one of her dolls I got as a kid was blue and yellow. And it just always seemed right in my head. So I tried to combine all of that. I put green, black, red, and yellow. And let me tell you, that's not an easy color palette to work with. You can see me struggle throughout the entire thing to figure out which color to put where. And as if that wasn't hard enough, I decided to give her a pretty weird and random style. The reasoning behind that decision is that she is canonically 16 days old. She's a baby, so it would make sense for her not to know how to dress herself properly. Her only reference are those fashion magazines she likes to read. I feel like she would experiment with a lot of different stuff. She would want to put a bit of everything together and it doesn't always work. That's what I focused on for the second outfit. I added a greenish midi.
How is that called? How do you pronounce that? Midi? Because I speak French, so that's kind of weird. Midi?
Anyways, skirt with some red on it, red shoes, and a red bag. For the top, it's a sleeveless top with this see-through thing under it. It was so hard to make it look harmonious since these are all so different. Moving on to the last outfit. It was supposed to be her comfy outfit, but it didn't really turn out like that. It looks more like a fashionable scientist kind of outfit. Because her grandfather was a crazy scientist, I thought it would fit to bring back that vibe. Especially since she did herself create another monster at some point to place as her boyfriend or something. Yeah, pretty weird. I don't really want to get started on hoodoo. Back to the outfit. It's like a skirt / legging with a blouse on it, like on top, and then some yellow gloves. Or are those called wrist warmers? I don't know.
A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts.
Then about the shoes, I don't really like them. I tried to do some personalized designs like I did for Draculaura with the hearts on the heels, but at the end of the day, I think it still kind of fits with the outfit. It's just not the best. Anyways, that's all. Which of her outfits do you like best? We are now done with the outfit designs, and I thought, why just design outfits to not do anything with them? So I also thought, every time I design or redraw characters on this channel, I could maybe try to make a final illustration with the designs I made or the OCs I presented / created. Therefore, here it is. To be honest, I'm not really satisfied with this one. The style between Frankie and Clawdeen's faces is way too different. Clawdeen is way more stylized, and Frankie is more like, I don't know, it's a different style. I don't really know how to explain it. I just feel like Clawdeen and Draculaura kind of work together, but Frankie is kind of out of space. Also, I find the illustration a little boring. I don't know. I wanted to do something way more original, but ended up doing just a regular cover art thingy. It's not the best thing I ever did, but it definitely isn't the worst either. And in my book, a win is a win.
I don't care what y'all say, a win is a win.
The only thing left is the background, and I just went for a wall of lockers. We can see them in TV shows and movies like all the time. And just like that, the final illustration is finished.